Longsword friends. So, I decided to put up a couple videos for people to practice things when they're at home. Keep in mind, I'm using a sword just because that's my preference, but if you don't have one, find yourself a broom, find yourself a big stick. If you really have nothing, go to the hardware store and cut 4 feet of pine dowel or something and use that. This is an exercise that I found very useful. It's going to make you think a little, it's going to make you work a little, it's going to make you think about your guards, it's going to make you think about cuts. So for now, quick run through. Your guards are halberd, plow, long point, ox, and vom tag. And the point of this exercise is to throw all your cuts from all the guards except Alber. So we can ignore Alber for now, and we're going to be cutting from plow, ox, and vom tag. Easiest thing to start with is an Oberhau, because everything else is an Oberhau that changes halfway through, or part of the way through. So for now, keep in mind that Oberhau means descending, and that those can be vertical or 45. Just choose both or one. And that it is cast tip first and then comes down, and we apply power with the trigger pull, and we have up and down motion with the arms and a little bit of side to side with the core, with and without steps. Okay? So if we think about how we cut from vom tag, we trigger pull to cast, we drop. Or we can add the lateral motion. That comes with a slight core rotation. So now throw the same Oberhau from your 3 guard sides. We have vom tag, we have ox, we have plow. Notice they're not all the same, they don't have all the same full arc, but they do all have the same idea. Cast out, cut down. We can do them from the other side as well. Plow, ox, and then we can do left and right. So if we're in our ox, we can cut on the right. For an ox, we can cut on the left. Okay, these are all options. If we can do the over, we can do the unter by bringing it out and rotating. A lot of that rotation comes with the back end. So if I start in high vom tag and want to cut an Unterhau, when I cut this part of the arc, when I'm just a little forward, I come through. Okay, switching that direction is useful in sparring. Feint up, bring low. But the concept remains. From ox, you can either bring up and do that same exchange, or go low from behind and come up here. Okay? Here. Plow has the same duality. We can cast forward and we're already in that position and just come under. Or we can bring back and under. Okay? So we can play with that over, and we can play with that unter, and then we can play with everything else. So if we want to do a krump, if we were doing it from here, right? We can do this if we're targeting over there. If we're targeting in front of us, we take it with the step. Right? From ox, you can either use this comfortably to rotate to an opposite side, don't worry about the footwork, or bring it up a little bit and bring it down, or just bring it down from here because we're already crossed, right? So if I'm here, that comes lower, or I can uncross and bring it down. Okay? From plow, it's the same. I project out and cut down. Try not to do it on frozen ground. Now, I'll argue all day long that croup goes on both sides. I know there are people who disagree. We've all talked it to death 1,000 times. Do it from both sides. Sverho. From high bum tog. One side. Other side, with and without steps. From ox, either through crown or all the way around. And from plow, again, extend and rotate. Just make sure your sword has enough of an angle that you don't take some of your head off. This leaves us with Scheitel and Shield. And both of those are just modification again in the arc of our Oberhau and can be done much in the same way. We're in high vom tog. Then we do an offline with your Scheitel. Or if you want to really follow the books, right down the middle. Then from ox, we can just extend, cut, more or less like an Oberhau. Or you pull back a little if you want to give it more power. And from plow, it's the same as before. We cast out, cut. Same would then be true of the Shield Hau. The short edge, we are in our vom tog, we cast, we cut, we rotate. I find the rotation just starts early in ox. And in plow, it's the same. And again, from both sides, either you do a long edge shield, or you still maintain the same shield from the other side. Quick little exercise, but if you do 5 of each cut from each guard, you'll take 25 minutes to do it if you're moving at a reasonable speed and focusing on technique and with footwork or without footwork. And then you'll have a nice little exercise that'll keep you going for a little while.